Hi everybody, I just wanted to hop on here and I wanted to try to make a cover for this box here with some vintage wallpaper that I found. I cut the box. I've never used, just so you guys know, so this is kind of an experiment for me. I know other people have used wallpaper for their journal covers before, but I personally have never done it, so I wanted to try it out, and I thought I'd just hop on here and let you guys see how things turn out. So I'm going to use this vintage wallpaper. It has a little, hope you guys can see the pattern on there. It's kind of a cream colored vintage wallpaper with little delicate flowers, so I thought it would make a cute, maybe like boho, not boho, but shabby chic. That's what I was thinking. Kind of a shabby chic journal, which I've never made yet either, but I always see other shabby chic journals and I think they're so cute and pretty. So I thought this would be a perfect pattern for that. And I thought I could cover a box that I already had. I did cut it down to fit the size of the wallpaper that I cut this to. I cut this wallpaper, these wallpaper pieces, 12, I think it's, what was it? Oh, one way is 10.5 inches, so the long way, and then 12 inches. So this is, the wallpaper itself is the size of my ruler on width, and then the height is 10 inches approximately, a little tiny bit more, but it doesn't really matter because it's going on here. And I cut this down smaller, and this I cut down to sorry, I'm gonna move that out of the way for a minute. This one I cut down to 10 3/4 inches, about, maybe 10, yeah, exactly 10 3/4 inches. So that's how, let me just, and each front page is going to be about 4.5 inches. Tiny bit under 4.5 inches. So, and the spine itself is going to be a 2.5 inch spine approximately. On the spine as well, I cut out a piece of cardboard the size, a little bit smaller than the size of the spine, because you don't want it to, when you fold your book closed, you don't want it hanging over the fold area. So I always cut it just a teensy bit smaller, and I glued that down to reinforce the spine and make it more sturdy on the box. So I am going to, first, I think I'm going to glue the box down onto this wallpaper. And then I'm going to use some of my paper that I ordered from the Paper Baker Creations. I'm going to use some of this paper for the inside of the journal cover. And I think I might, we'll see, but I think I might, once I get both of those on, go ahead and sew around the edges of the whole journal and then go from there. So, thanks for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I think I'm just going to use my art glitter glue, which is right here, to do the gluing first. And I'm just going to start at the edge of this, get the edges real well. You don't need a whole lot of this because it sticks pretty good. I'm not sure because I've never used wallpaper, but you know, wallpaper, I believe, comes with a natural glue on it. If it's real wallpaper, if it's not vinyl. If it's vinyl, it comes with a sticky side anyways, like a sticker type side. If it's actual wallpaper, it comes with a glue on it that I believe you just get wet and it acts as a glue. But I don't know that I want to get it all wet because we're working with cardboard here, and I don't want I want to eliminate the cardboard from warping a lot. And I think if we use too much water, you know, in the process, then it will make the cardboard box warp. And I want to try to avoid the warping. Even the glue itself can kind of make the cardboard warp sometimes. So I want to avoid as much warping as possible. But I think I'm going to take this and just stick it down on top of here. This is kind of tricky because this wallpaper wants to, you know, fold up. But I don't want to do it the other way because I want to make sure that I get the right amount on the edges here. I don't want to go too low or too high. I want to be just right. Like that. There. And just push that down real good. Make sure it's glued on real well. Okay. And then, after doing that, I think I'm going to cut this side down. I'm going to cut the strip off of here so that it's more about this width left over. I don't know. I think I left my scissors out in the other room that I like, but I can use these ones. These will work. I've got lots of scissors. There's just certain ones that I like better than others. But these ones work pretty well. They do the job. Okay. And then I'm going to cut the corners, because we're going to fold these over. So I'm pretty much just using the same process that I would use if I covered my box with some paper or cloth or anything. You want to cut the corners so they don't get bulky on the corners when you fold it over. And I found that the easiest way to do it is to cut it this way along, like straight toward the corner. So at an angle on the corner, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I just like the results the best when you fold it over, when you do it that way. I think I might, well, it doesn't matter, I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to just fold all of these over and glue them down. So I'm going to put some glue on here. And this will just help the edge of your book to look more finished. Folding a little bit of it over. Some people like to leave the edges kind of raw, like so the cardboard is showing, or the ends are frayed, you know, especially if they're using fabric to cover. I'm just going to use this. Sorry, excuse me. I'm hiccuping. Okay, then I'm going to do this other side here before I do the edges. Put plenty of glue on. And you don't have to sew the edges of your journal if you do not have a sewing machine, or you just don't like sewing, or you just don't want to have to deal with sewing, whatever the reason. Just know you don't have to sew anything. You can just glue it down. Just make sure I would probably choose maybe a more permanent glue if I wasn't going to be sewing. But this is actually, art glitter glue works really well. And I'm thinking that since this is kind of like a glue too, the glue will get it a little bit wet, and it probably will activate some of this glue too. So it probably is going to stick really well regardless if you're using wallpaper. But that's just an assumption. I've never used it before, so I don't know. If you know the answer to that, feel free to comment down below and let me know. If you've done this process many times and you're an expert, then I would love your feedback. Even if you're not an expert, even if you've just tried it before, if you want to share your results. You know, I I would love to hear your comments. So, okay. So you just fold this over the best you can on that edge. I may have cut it a little too close to the edge, because if you leave it a little bit more out, probably that little gap there wouldn't happen. So I probably should have. I don't think it's going to matter too much. It's not going to show much, but if you don't want that gap there at all, then maybe cut it just a teeny bit further out from the corner so it has more overlap there. Alright. And time to glue this one down. It's like a little goober there I don't want in there. Okay. I don't know why, but I forgot to fold them before I started gluing on both of the last couple ones. So, I mean, you could do either way, but I think it's easier if you fold it over and then glue, because you don't have to worry about it sticking while you're trying to make your fold real smooth. If you do it before you put the glue on. But if you're like me, you just go for it. Okay. So now I'm going to just fold this over like so and bend it, because I want where the fold is to be very bendy. I don't want it to be too stiff if at all possible. And again, I'll do that over here. Fold that really well. If you have a bone folder, that might, or creaser, you could use that. I don't know where mine is right now, because I'm always not putting it where it belongs. So there. Oh, that looks really cute. I like that. It's kind of a smaller journal, but I've never made real small journals before, so it'll be fun to do a little bit smaller one. It's not super small though. I mean, it's kind of a good size, even though it's small. I kind of like it, and I like that it has a little bit bigger spine still, so you can still put quite a few pages in it. I really love the texture of this. It just has a real clean look too. Real finished look. I think I'm going to like using wallpaper. This might be addicting for me. I actually really do like it. So anyways, okay, so I got that part done, and now I'm going to do the inside cover part. It looks so smooth though. I don't know now if I want to sew it, but I might just go ahead and sew it just for extra security, because I didn't use a real, well, the glue seems to be sticking really well. I don't know. I'm in a dilemma now. I don't know if I want to sew it. I really like it the way it is. Well, I'll think about that while I cover the inside. Let's see if I want to sew it or not. We might not sew today. Okay, I'm going to pull one of these papers out now. And these papers are double-sided, so they can also just be used in a journal, like, fold it and cut it down to whatever size you want and use it that way too. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to decide where I want to cut to put this on the inside, because I'm not going to do it like this. Well, I could do it like that. I'm very indecisive today. I don't know why I'm so indecisive, but I kind of am. You know what? I think I will go ahead and keep it whole. because I like the fact that it just goes across the whole thing like that. And this journal's small enough that I can do that, so I think I'm going to. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit off this side so I'm just going to mark it with my pen, see where I need it to be. This is my measuring. I just take a pen and mark where I want it. So it looks like it's right at the edge of the letters, so I'm just going to cut those letters off. And then I'm going to have to cut the bottom too as well. So put it where I want it here. And pull it down so I can see where I'm at. I want it to go fairly high, so I'm gonna cut right there. And I think I'm gonna cut like right here. So I'll make a good mark on there. And get my cutter out, my cutting board. You know, I saw another cutting board similar to the one I told you guys I got at a thrift store, at the same thrift store the other day. So keep checking your thrift stores if you can't afford to buy one brand new, because I'm telling you, this one works perfect and I love it. I'm so happy that I found it because I just did not want to pay full price for one. Not that I'm a cheapskate, because if I was rich, you know, I wouldn't mind paying whatever, but I'm not rich, so therefore I like a bargain. Okay, and then I'll get that to there. And like so, just cut. And we can save these pieces into our scrap pile for other projects. Those will be fun pieces, actually. And we'll go ahead and put this back down. Okay. Now, see, make sure this fits the way I want it to. You know, once it's has the corners on it, you won't even be able to see that little gap there once I put the corner protectors on. That gap won't show at all. For some reason though, when I fold it up, it seems to push out. But I think that probably won't happen once I glue it down. It won't push out like that because it's going to be glued down. So, okay, let's just glue it. I think at this time I will go ahead and use both of my glues, my glue stick, and if I can find it. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. And my art glitter glue. I need, if anybody knows where I can get those little pins that you stick in here that are decorated, you know, where I need to go to get those. Oops. See, I have so much glue sticking out of here that I can't even get this in there. I would love to know where to buy them, because I'm always losing my pins because they just blend in with everything, and they drop onto my carpet because I forget that they're on my table, and then they blend into my carpet so well you can't even see them, and I just know that one of these days I'm probably going to step on one and hurt myself. So I would love to have one of those bigger pins. So if you sell them or you know someone who does, I would love for you to share that info in the comments below, because I would love to buy one or learn how to make one. So if you know a YouTube channel that teaches how to make them, that would be great also. Just link that below too. Okay. So I'm just covering this with glue stick first. And then I will use this. And I think I might go ahead and put this on the inside crack, just a little extra line of it, just so that it has an extra amount of glue to hold it there, because I'm going to have to push it down into those cracks a little bit, I think. But now I have to move this so I don't get my glue all over. And I'm going to go around the edges. And put a little bit of this glue in the middle also. Alright, that should be plenty of glue. And then I'm going to glue this down and get it as straight as I possibly can. I think I'll get one on my card, so I have one right here. Get my card out. Just go along the edge of that a little bit. Tell me I didn't make a mistake doing it this way. Because now that I'm opening it, I'm seeing that it wants to kind of bubble in the middle there. That's just what I wanted to avoid. So I maybe shouldn't have done it that way, but too late. I think if I sew it down, then that'll help prevent that from bubbling there too. I'll go ahead and put my pin in my glue. Looks like I have all kinds of glue all over this or something. Uh-oh. I have that coming up. This is just vinyl that I have on my desk. I have a wood desk under here, but I put vinyl on it to kind of protect it from all my art stuff. And it's starting to rip here. I didn't stick it down, I just laid it over, so the protective part's still under there. It's starting to come up, so I might have to put a new piece of vinyl down now, because I didn't want to put the sticky stuff on the wood and ruin the wood. Anyways, alright, let's see if I can fold it. I'll fold it like that. So this is going to be covered in the middle anyways, so it doesn't matter if it gets a little wrinkled in the middle, because I think I might do a hidden spine on this one and not do the signatures that shows on the outside, because I kind of like hidden spines. And I can show you guys how to do one. Okay. I'm just doing this to get this real flexible. So yeah, this is showing, I mean, this is like kind of wanting to bubble up in the middle there, but maybe if I keep it straight for a while, that glue will adhere better, and then it won't do that, hopefully. So you might want to just go ahead and cut it down to size and just fit it onto your thing if this really bothers you, but it doesn't bother me that much just because I'm going to be covering most of that up anyway, so all you'll see is the edges. You won't see any of that part that is folded up a little bit right there. It's gonna disappear. Will no longer be showing. Alright, so we have our basic cover all ready to go. And it's that simple. I I may sew this and I will show you what I do later. I'm going to say goodbye for now and keep this video kind of short. I hope you enjoyed it. I may be putting some of this wallpaper on my Etsy shop. If you guys are interested in getting some for your own journals, comment below and let me know, and if I have an interest in them, then I will go ahead and post some on my Etsy shop. I do have a little bit of extra, that's why I will go ahead and post it if people are interested. If not, if I don't hear a lot of people saying yes, I'm interested, then I won't be posting it because it costs me money to post things. It's not a lot of money, but it still costs money and time. So, but if I have an interest, then I will go ahead and post some of these. So let me know in the comments, and I thank you for joining me. I will see you next time. Bye.